I'm thinking about it, I'm fulfilling my own prayer, Shaheed, to be a witness and tell somebody what a cell does to men and juveniles both. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome R.S. Bates.
30 minutes that it took to commit my crime. Because, he focused on a lot of positive things, but he could have easily ran down a long list of negative things I've done in my life and made that the center of this introduction. Then y'all would wonder why I came out with it. So look, that's Mikal, that's my son. And the one thing I advocate is children making noise at readings. So I try to talk loud so he can make as much noise as he wants. My wife's Reds is holding him. I'll probably talk about him. I think that they'll leave a second early because they have to do something. But I'll just tell her now and embarrass her. When I came home, I was working at Karibu Books, and that's a bookstore, and it used to be in Security Square Mall. And so she walked into the bookstore and asked for some books. And I looked at her, I was like, man, she's fine. Do I want some of the books or ask her for a phone number? And so anyway, after a long courtship, we ended up getting married, we had a child. And the thing is, when I told her that I've been in prison, because a lot of people I told that I've been in prison, and when I told her, all I had to my name was about 25 or 26 credits from community college, a job that was paying me around $8 or $9 an hour, and a whole lot of nightmares. And she could have easily been like, nice to meet you, can I get that book? And then left. And she didn't, and I think the lesson that teaches me, and every time I get a chance to read from this book, I remember that my life really is built around the moments and the people that did what she did, and that's give me the opportunity to prove that I'm, something worth loving. And it's just a beautiful thing to have a beautiful wife and a beautiful son. So the book is written in 3 parts, and the first part is called The New World. The epigraph that starts the part is from Walt Whitman's song of myself. This hour I tell things in confidence. I may not tell everybody, but I will tell you. 30 minutes. 16 years hadn't even done a good job of my voice. It cracked in my head as I tried to explain away the police car driving my 126 pounds to the Fairfax County Jail. Everything near enough for me to touch gleamed with the color of violence. The black of the deputy's holstered guns, the broken leather of the seat I sat on, and the silver of the cuffs that held my hands before me in prayer. When I closed my eyes, I thought about the way the gun felt in my palm. I tried to remember what caliber pistol it was, but couldn't. It was automatic and weighed nothing in my palm, and I couldn't figure how something that weighed nothing could have me slumped in the back of a car driving me away from my life. My wrist almost slipped through the cuffs that held me captive as jailhouse danger swirled red in my head. I want to tell you that I could talk tough, that I was going over every way I knew to say back up off me, but I wasn't. There were titles of movies and books on my mind. Shawshank Redemption, American Me, Blood In, Blood Out, Makes Me Want to Holler, Racehorse, the autobiography of Malcolm X. Every movie or book I've ever read about prison bled with violence, and I knew the list I was making in my head could go on forever. Stories of robbery, rape, murder, discrimination, and what it means to not be able to go home. 16 years old, and I was headed to a jail cell. Add my name to the total of black men behind bars. Not even old enough to buy liquor or cigarettes, but I knew I'd be stepping into the county jail in minutes, and that my mom's was at home somewhere crying. When I tried to part my hands, I thought about the violence, about how real it is when a cell door closes behind you at night. I thought about needing a knife, because from what I knew, everyone needed a knife. I stared at my shackled feet. I was getting ready to learn what it meant to lock your thoughts inside yourself and survive in a place governed by violence. A place where violence was a cloud of smoke you learned to breathe in or choked on. Sometimes there's a story that's written again and again. Sometimes a person finds himself with a story he thinks will be in vogue forever. The story is about redemption, about overcoming. A person finds that story and starts to write it, thinking it will do him some good to tell the world how it really was. That's not this story. This is about silence and how in an 8-year period, I met over a dozen people named Juvenile or Youngin or Shorty. All nicknames to tell the world that they were in prison as young boys, as children. We wore the names like badges of honor because, in a way, for some of us, it was all we had to guard us against the fear. And we were guilty, and I was just like everyone else. I thought about the edge of the knife.